Welcome, 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 everyone. I'm so glad y'all are here in the sewing room with me tonight. And it is night. It's getting dark outside. It's a little bit before 9 o'clock. And I've got some things to show you. No, that's not one of them. Sorry. I'm still working on this right here. And I've chosen a few more fabrics. And here they are. There's that one. I just really like that one. I'm going to tell you what it is in case you want it. I've not cut these yet and put them in here. This one is Amaret by K. England, licensed to Wilmington Prints. Can y'all see all that right down there? That's what this one is right there. I think that is so pretty. And then I've got this one right here. This is the Flower Farm by Bunny Hill Designs for Moda. And then I got this one. This is another one of those K. England Wilmington prints. Well, y'all can get all the information on that one if you want to. And these I'm going to cut into fat quarters, and I'll put the fat quarter in my envelope to organize it. My swatch in my book, so I have that. And we'll go from there. This one's a Robert Kaufman. Topia, a Wish Well collection. This one has a blue selvage. Look at that. These all came from Heavenly Stitches in Colonial Heights. This one's got little fairies on it. Isn't that cute? That's just precious. This one is, let me see if I can see, a Wyndham fabric, Storybook Sleepy Time by Whistler Studios pattern, and it gives you the pattern number, and it is 50008. There it is. And you all, some of these I know what I'm replacing them with, and some I do not. Didn't buy an awful lot today because I've been over there shopping so many times. And this is a Riley Blake homemade by Echo Park 2023. That's what this one is. And this one is a Moda. Let's see if it tells me what this is. Dandy Deb by Robin Pickens. There's that one and all the information on it. I got one more for our Alice's Wonderland here. And this one, it doesn't really tell me. It's Garden something, and it's in the beginning fabrics. I do remember that because of where I picked it up from. But I don't know. It's a 2018 fabric. Maybe you can find it with just that little bit of information. That's all I got for this Alice's Wonderland today. Yes, it is. So those all get put in our book and in our folder, and then that'll be organized, ready to go. I'm hoping to plan a trip next week, maybe back to Knoxville, to a couple of shops down there, My brother's going to be here visiting. There's a couple videos he wants me to do with him. Yay, I'm excited. And so we'll have lots more to do next week. But we got lots coming up this week. This is just a fat quarter I picked up. I have no clue what I'm going to do with it, but I just thought that was so cute. So I picked up that fat quarter somewhere along the way. Here's another fat quarter that I picked up along the way. This is a batik. And it'll go over here. I've got batiks right in there. They're all fat quarters. Okay, now then, do y'all remember Hip Hop? I said we were going to do this. This is a collage quilt. And I'm really excited about doing it. I'd like to get it kind of done before Christmas. You think we can? I don't know. We may just have to dive into it and come up here and set and play all day long one day. We really might have to. Because I'm excited to do this one. I am. And you know, we've all been in the fabric stores before and said this piece just jumped out and said, buy me, take me home. Well, I'll just tell you, yesterday I was at Tennessee Quilts in Jonesboro with my daughter. She was looking for a piece of fabric. She wants me to make her a pillow. And we were looking for fabric that she wants. And we walked by some fabrics and we were 10, 12, 15, 16 feet away. And all of a sudden it just all jumped off the shelf, about 6 or 8 bolts of fabric. And I thought, I turned around and went, I didn't touch it. I don't know what happened to it. It just fell down. So of course I went to start to pick it up to just, put it back up on the shelf. And this piece just spoke to me. And it said, you're taking me home. You need me for hippity hop. And that was this piece right here with all of these flowers. I do not know what it is. It's decoupage from maybe in the beginning because it says from IN and a T, but that's all that's on this selvage. But look at this. It has got all sorts of flowers, roses and daisies and columbine, and looks like iris and petunias and pansies and chrysanthemums. And it's got hummingbirds and wisteria vines and all kinds of things. I mean, just all kinds. There's another bird, some other birds, not just hummingbirds, other birds. And I went, that is perfect for hippity hop, because you remember hippity hop's all these little flowers. You create him with all these different flowers. He's just a whole bunch of flowers. And there's even a bird in him right there. There's actually a bird in the sample. And I just thought this piece would just be perfect to use for that. To cut out, these flowers. And I just got real excited about that, you all. So I got a 1/2 yard piece. And I think that'll be plenty. Because we're also going to use some others. It won't all come off of this piece of fabric, because if it did, then it would just, you might as well just cut it out of the fabric and lay it down there. And that's not the fun in it. And Hip Hop has a bunch of butterflies up in here, and he's got some bees and things. And I found this piece yesterday that's butterflies. Look at all these butterflies. This one actually came from Hobby Lobby, but it's a nice quality fabric. But look at all the butterflies. And then there's other flowers on this too that we can cut out. So I got that. And I don't know if our butterflies are going to be too big or not. But if they are, we may put 1 or 2 down toward the bottom or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out once we get ready to do hippity hop. He's called Hip Hop. I want to call him Hippity Hoppity. And then I found this other piece at Hobby Lobby that just kind of spoke to me. And it's full of flowers and leaves, and there's a ladybug and butterflies and mushrooms and just all sorts of things. So here's this piece that I got, and I thought I'll fussy cut out a bunch of that stuff and use it. And those are for hip hop, hippie hop, hip hop, whatever you want to call it. That's what this is for, okay? That's what this is for. So I've got these, and I'm getting ready to start me a folder, or not a folder, but a little tote, a small tote with all these just for hip hop, so that I know I'm keeping that separate. It's not just going in the regular stash to pull to do whatever with. And y'all know we made that patchwork dress, and I am so disappointed that it did not fit me. And I still absolutely love that pattern. I do. And I think I just have to get it sized correctly. One of y'all mentioned that maybe if I'd used a 5/8 inch seam rather than a 1/4 inch seam, and that might have helped a little bit, but that's honestly just a 1/4 of an inch, a little more than a 1/4 of an inch, 3/8 of an inch. And it was 3 inches too big. It was not just a seam allowance too big. It was huge. And then I cut it down and made it a smaller size, and it was still 2 inches too big. Because I was afraid to cut it down too much, because went by the measurements. So I bought some more fabrics. I bought 2 more pieces of fabric. I got this. It's also full of flowers. I thought we might use some of them, of our scraps, whatever we have left from whatever we do with this. I'll put in the hip hop box, because it's got lots of flowers. Daisies, black-eyed Susans, tulips. It looks like a cosmos. I'm not sure what that is. Snapdragons. Just all kinds. I just thought that was a very, very pretty piece of fabric. And I thought, I could make a dress out of it. One of my throw and go dresses, as I call them. I just throw them on when it's hot in the summertime with a little pair of shorts underneath and go. That's what I call a throw and go dress. And then I bought this. This is a backing, 108 inch wide backing. And if you do that and you buy you buy 1 yard, you've actually got 3 yards of fabric. So I bought this thinking that would make a very cute throw and go dress. And I've got 2 or 3 more patterns of just throw and go dresses to make. And I thought this would be very cute, just to throw it on with a pair of sandals and go to the store, to the fabric store, to the grocery store, just running errands, pharmacy, Walmart, or whatever. And I thought, that would be a real good one. But now I've got something. Do y'all see all this stuff stuck up back here behind me? I'm sure you all have noticed those humongous rolls of, yes, fabric. They are fabric. You're right. Turn y'all around just a little bit. Can you see all of them? I think there's 7 rolls of fabric back here. And I got this, what I call a screaming good deal on this. So I purchased these complete bolts of fabric. And I'm going to pass this savings along to you all. Yes, I am. Because I want to share with everyone all of this great value that I got. Now, the thing about these fabrics is they are laminate fabrics. And what I mean by that is they have a vinyl coating on them. This one right here just happens to be what I'm going to call the Paris print. They are 58 or 60 inches wide. And right now they're on a roll. And it's cotton on the underside. You see that? That's cotton back here. And then this is a vinyl on this side. I'm going to go through all the prints, and then I'm going to tell you what we can do. Here's this beautiful navy blue, and this is navy blue. I hope it's showing up navy blue and not black, but this is navy blue, and it is a Moroccan print. And these are large prints, okay? They are fairly large prints. Let me see if I can move this one out of the way. That light out of the way. Okay, this is a black and white zebra print, and like I said, they're fairly large prints, but there are so many things you can do with these things, you all. I'm gonna set y'all down for just a second and rearrange a little bit of this. These things are heavy as lead. They are very heavy. Very, very heavy. Okay, now this one right here is a brown and beige and kind of a corally pink color. All right, y'all look up at the ceiling for just a minute so I can unroll this one so y'all can see it. This looks like a tile. I really think this one is pretty. Look at this one. This one is so pretty. I think that is beautiful. I do. I love this brown and beige and it's kind of a cross between a pink, an orange, and a red. It's kind of a deep coral color, actually. I'm going to save this one for last because it is my absolute favorite. And then I've got just a navy and white chevron. There's not quite as much of it. No, it's black and white. I think it is black and white, not navy and white. I thought it was navy, but I think it's a black and white chevron. Okay. And then this one is black and pink. And it's, like I said, they're all fairly big prints. You can see the size of my hand right here. See that? It's a good size print. Now this one, like I said, this one is my favorite. This one is my favorite. Of course, it's the busiest and, has the most color and, all that in it. I don't have y'all on a tripod. I'm just holding you. But look at it. I love this with those flowers and the birds and the green. It reminds me of an IKEA fabric. No, I did not get this at IKEA, but that's what it reminds me of. Kind of a print that they might have had. So, do you see all those? And then over here, I'm going to set y'all back down right here. I have some solid navy blue that we're going to add to that print right there because we're going to make a raincoat. Yes, we are. We're going to make a cute little raincoat out of that. It's going to be a lightweight raincoat, waterproof raincoat, cotton on the inside, so it's not going to be vinyl or plasticky up against your body like some raincoats are. It'll be a comfortable raincoat, and it's just going to be a jacket, kind of a car coat length is what I'm going to make it, with some cute little pockets and, of course, a hood. And the hood, we probably will line the hood just because, you might have it down and it might start raining and, you don't want it to be wet when you pull it up over your head, right? No, you don't. So, we're going to make a raincoat. Some things you can do with this fabric that I have thought of. You can make tote bags, lots and lots of tote bags. Line them inside and out with this fabric. They're waterproof. They're good reusable grocery bags. Perfect for that. That's what this fabric is absolutely perfect for. Because if you buy milk or frozen things and they sweat in the car, in the back of the car or whatever, you just wipe it dry and it's good to go again. You can make, let's see, tote bags, a raincoat, outdoor cushions. That was my first thought for this, were outdoor cushions, because that way you can have those beautiful prints outside and they're still waterproof, and that way you still got your waterproof fabrics. You can leave them out in the rain and the weather. I don't know why that's going off. Okay. Outdoor cushions, raincoat, tote bags. Something that I'm going to do with a little bit of this, I don't know which one yet, because I really don't care which one I use, is I've got a pantry downstairs in the kitchen that's very deep. It goes back probably at least 3 feet, maybe a little bit more. And you know, if you buy shelf liner in the stores, it's 12 inches wide. You might get it 18 inches, but that's it. You can't buy a 36, 48 inch wide shelf liner, which is what I need on those pantry shelves. So I have always bought and just laid it down, a piece there and a piece here. Well, when you do that and you put stuff in it, it eventually all just gets shoved to the back of the shelf, and it does absolutely no good whatsoever. This, you can take a little bit of this in a strip piece across the front and across the back, glue it down. It doesn't have to be much, an inch, 1 inch strip of this. And then it's not going to slide. You're going to glue it down on the back of this, put this on your shelf. You've got beautiful shelf liner or drawer liners or whatever that aren't going to move, that are going to grit. Or you can just take hot glue and run you a bead of hot glue across it, and that will also give you that non-slip surface. Just that glue will kind of stick and hold. I'm not saying glue it down to yourself. I'm saying glue onto the fabric and lay it down, and it gives it this kind of non-slip surface. Okay? You can do that with it. You could make tablecloths. I intend to make some tablecloths out of each one of these for my kitchen table, because all you have to do is cut it. You don't have to finish the edge. It's not going to ravel. It's got a vinyl coating. You can wipe it clean, but you have a pretty tablecloth. It's not just an old cheap vinyl tablecloth. Okay? You can also throw this in the washing machine and the dryer. It can be washed. It can be dried. Cover your seat cushions. I'm going to do my kitchen chairs where we eat and the kids eat. The seats are padded and covered, and I've just covered them in fabric. Yes, they look beautiful for a while, and then, surprise, 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 they get dirty. Food's dropped, things are spilled, and your seats are ruined. Not with this, because this is waterproof, and you can wipe them off. You can keep them for years and years and years, and you don't have to worry about spills. Small children, big children, whatever, dogs, pets. You've got this. My window seat downstairs, perfect for that, to cover those cushions, and that foam cushion that I have in the seat and my pillows. This is perfect for that, because Andy sits over there all the time. The dogs over there, they get wet, they get dirty, they get things spilt on them. This way I can just wipe them off, and they're clean and they're good to go. And I keep things looking nice that way. And no, it doesn't look like a shiny vinyl like, you know, back in the 60s when our grandparents and aunts and uncles and everybody took and put vinyl covers on their car seats and vinyl covers on their couches and their chairs at home because, you know, they didn't want anything spilt on them and they wanted to keep them clean. No, this is not like that at all. This is a matte finish, so it's not real shiny, and it doesn't feel like that. And I wish I could just say, here, feel of it, and you'll know what I mean. Because it doesn't feel sticky like that. It feels like it could still breathe, even though it is a vinyl. This is not a printed vinyl. It is a vinyl coated cotton fabric. Okay? There are so many things you can do with this. I mean, just a plethora of things. Make bags, make backpacks. The mister said to make a grill cover. You could make you a pretty grill cover. It would be fine for that. It's not quite as heavy as grill cover fabric, but it would work. It absolutely would work. Like I said, I'm going to take some of it and make tablecloths for my round table outside, as well as my square table downstairs, my rectangular table in the kitchen, and my round table outside that we eat on all the time in the summertime. Because that way it'll stay clean. I can just wipe it off or hose it off. I can take the hose to it and throw me some dish soap on it, hose it off, and the sun will dry it, and easy peasy, easy clean. And I'm sure that you all can come up with many, many more ideas for this fabric. I'm sure you can come up with more ideas than I've come up with. Those are just a few of the things off the top of my head that I thought you could use it for that. And you could do this, and you could do that. And that would be perfect for that. So you all let me know what else you're going to use your vinyl fabric for. It is available in the Etsy store at $5 a yard, and it's because I got such a good deal on it. Normally, laminate fabrics like this are anywhere from $18 to $28 a yard. And yes, mine are a little outdated prints. I get that. But think of all the things you can use it for. The shelf liner, if you have to buy a shelf liner to get it so that you can use a piece that's as wide as this, you're going to pay probably $30 a yard for it. I mean, $30 for what you would spend would be 1 yard of this. You're going to have to pay at least $30, maybe $45 in shelf liner to get the equivalent of 1 yard of this. So this is dirt cheap for that. Plus, when they get dirty, take them out, throw them in your washer or your dryer, and stick them back on your shelves. You're not having to replace it every 6 months or a year. This stuff will last many, many years before you have to actually replace it. And who knows, you may never have to actually buy new. It could last 20 or 30 years. You might get tired of it, but I mean, we're setting canned goods on it. Who cares, right? Most of what you buy in the stores is just white or has a little print of some sort on it. But I don't know anybody that goes into your pantry and goes, oh my goodness, look at her beautiful shelf liner. But you know what? They might if you use this. They just might. Cover your craft table. If you do gluing and stuff, make your tablecloth. Cover your craft table. And then if you get glue or paint or whatever on it, it doesn't matter. But it's lightweight enough that it's going to conform to whatever you're laying it on. So if you're making it a tablecloth, it's just like laying a piece of fabric on your tablecloth on your table, and you don't have the rigidness of a heavy piece of vinyl, but yet it's waterproof. I love to work with this kind of fabric. I've got lots of projects I'm going to do with you all and showcase some of these fabrics. The first one being our raincoat, and I'm so excited to get that going. I've got to order me a zipper because I need a 60-inch long separating zipper, which I don't have. I just don't keep that because I don't, that's not something I don't make coats frequently. And that's what you would need that for, would be a coat. And I can't say that in many, many years that I have needed one that size. So I haven't purchased one of that size. So, and that's what this is for. We're going to make some binding for our pockets and around some things for our coat. That's what I got this dark navy for. Y'all come over here and I'll show you. I think it'll be beautiful. See, look, isn't that pretty? That's what we're going to use that for. That is black. That is brown. That's a gray. But like I said, I got such a very good deal on this fabric that I really just couldn't pass it up, because I thought, you know what? My subscribers would like in on this deal. I'm going to buy it. So y'all need to buy this fabric. Please, please, please help me out and buy this fabric, because I don't want to be stuck with it. Because I did invest some money in it, and I'm depending on you all to buy it. Please. Because I know not only the things I've come up with, but y'all can come up with a lot more things to make out of this fabric. Like I said, I'm excited to make our raincoat and some tote bags. I've got some tote bags to make for the grocery cart that have wooden dowels plus handles that you can just set across your buggies. When you go to Aldi or wherever, you take them with you, and then as you scan your groceries, you take them out of the buggy and put them in this nice tote, and you just wheel it to the car, pick up your totes with the wooden handles, makes them wonderfully sturdy, set them in the car, carry them in the house, and you're good to go. No more buying bags. Even though Aldi's bags are paper and they cost 12 cents a piece, I have a ton of them downstairs that I don't need, because I go all the time and I think, oh, I forgot my bag. Oh, I forgot my bag. So I'm trying not to do that. I'm trying to do better. So that's just a little bit of what I've been up to today. And like I said, I've got lots of things coming to do with you all. I'm very excited. The patchwork dress is in the Etsy store. The blue romper dress is in the Etsy store, as well as the Alice's, I call it a carousel bag that has the scallop trim at the top. The Tula Pink Curiouser and Curiouser yellow bag. It's perfect for littles if they're going on an overnight stay, or they're going to, they just need a car tote to carry their toys or their dolls and their doll clothes or whatever. It would be perfect for that. It's not too early to start Christmas shopping. No, it is not. So, I know I sound like I'm begging y'all to buy stuff, and I am. I really am. Because you all support me and you watch my videos, and that's a wonderful help and a big support. And I try to give back. And this fabric is one way that I can kind of give back to you all when I find really good deals somewhere. And this, I thought, was an excellent deal at $5 a yard. Like I said, it'll be $5 a yard in the Etsy store. So go snag you all some of this fabric, and I'll ship it out ASAP. Hopefully the next day, if not within a couple of days, unless I get overwhelmed with orders. Yay, thank you. If you all overwhelm me with orders, which would be wonderful, I'll get the mister up here to help me, and we'll get it all packed and shipped. And I'll run it to the post office with the biggest grin on my face ever, and thank you all profusely for purchasing my cheap, it's not cheap fabric, it's a very good quality fabric. My inexpensive, cost-effective fabric to use for so many things. Make a picnic blanket. You can put it down on the ground. because, you know, it won't let water get up through the ground or anything wet. You're not going to sit down and go, oh, there was a wet spot on the ground I didn't see. No, you're not going to get wet when you sit on this blanket. And all you have to do is cut it. You do not have to finish the edges. If you've got a serger and want to, sure, you can, but you don't have to. No, you don't have to finish the edges because it won't ravel. So I've shown you all my goodies for the day, which wasn't a lot. No, it was not much, but it was a little bit. And in an upcoming video, you can take regular cotton fabric and put a vinyl coating on it. And I'm going to show you how. Yes, I am. Because I have the cutest piece. I might as well show you. I know y'all are going, but I want to see it now. I know. I bought this piece at a local quilt shop in Elizabethton called Fletcher's Homemade. She is so sweet. The lady that owns that shop is just one of the sweetest people. And I love to go over there. I love to support my local quilt shops, if you can't already tell that. But look at this. It's like comic book characters in comic books, but it's all about sewing. It says, behind every great quilter is a mountain of fabric. Yes, I want the whole 9 yards. And may your bobbin always be full. Measure twice, cut once. Wow, that's really smart, it says. Sewing is my therapy, so strong. So much fabric, so little time. Isn't that the case? That's so true. This piece is the Timeless Treasures comic piece of fabric. So this one we are going to turn into a tote bag inside and out, and we are going to coat it in vinyl, and I'm going to show you how easy peasy. I've done it so many times, and that's the reason when I got such a good deal on this. Why pay $15 a yard for this when you can buy this for $5 and it's already got the vinyl on it and you don't have to do the vinyl? I know, it's a no-brainer, right? Okay. I'm going to wrap this video up, as they say, because it's going to get long and all I'm doing is jabbering on. So, if you've not already subscribed, please consider doing so. That helps me out tremendously, and it really helps with the YouTube algorithms. The more subscribers, the more they show your videos, and the more they show your videos, the more subscribers, and the more likes you get, the more they show your videos, the more comments you get, the more they show your videos, the more shares you get, the more people see your videos. So do all of those things for me. It costs you absolutely nothing. You do not have to pay to subscribe to my channel. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button one time. And if you thought you were subscribed, and you may not be, you might need to check, because I have heard other YouTubers say they're losing subscribers, and subscribers are saying, I was unsubscribed and I don't know how. So if you think you're subscribed, go double check and make sure. And if you're not, click that button again, because it's my understanding that some subscribers are getting unsubscribed. I don't know how, but go double check that and see. And I will see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching.